All right, so let's go ahead and get started here. Now, before we get started talking about the episode, remember to everybody, if you want, we have the chats open so you can voice your thoughts and opinions and everything on the episodes. We're talking 3 of them, along with the series finale as a whole. And if you have pics that you want us to show, make sure you put it in our Discord under pics and gifs, or put it into the chat rooms with the links. We will grab them as we can. And yeah, this is going to be a long one, so brace yourselves. We've only given ourselves 30 minutes for this. I'm kidding, of course. We're going to try to...
No, we got an hour.
Hopefully an hour.
We could just do the Winchester Wednesday approach and say that when it ends, it ends.
That I agree with.
I wish I could do that, but we've already seen that the show, the Brony show, never wants to end. We've tried.
The show that never
ends. It will go on.
The batteries. It just goes on and on and on and on.
All right, so let's start with the episode and the first twist of the episode.
Okay, you know what? Let's go ahead and do this. All right, the episode. Unfortunately, the main 6 are out on vacation. The Ancient 5 are gone. The Student 6 decide to go on vacation together in the Bahamas. That's the summer special that's going to be coming out in a couple months that everybody's going to ignore. The only person that could save all of Equestria was Norbik the Bearded. Unfortunately, it looks like Tyrek was able to find out his weakness. That screaming at him really loudly turns him into a young foal. Who would have figured? So, unfortunately, Norbik lost all of his power. And the entire episode was how he doesn't need to be powerful in order to win. Unfortunately, he immediately gets stepped on shortly afterwards, and he actually does need the power to win. He just also needs a little bit of heart to do something with it. Unfortunately, that was apparently a little too much for the censors, because after he got stepped on, apparently an egg formed out of the universe, reforming and reshaping it, giving Norbik his power back. At which point, he was able to survive getting screamed at and then whacking Tyrek with a shovel and winning the day. And then the epilogue was how he was talking about it, and it ended up being just a massive clip show. It was a horror of an epilogue and a way for the show to go out. We don't know why it did that. Alright.
Let me just roll to see if I can figure out whether what you're saying is bullshit.
It's complete and utter crap. But I gotta admit, that's probably some of the
best. 18!
I gotta admit, that's some of the best crap I've ever come up with out of nowhere. Just from one GIF. This was literally from one GIF we're playing right now, but... Okay, so let's go into this. The show episode itself... There's a lot to dissect. So, giving a brief rundown of the events before we literally go across every single inch of this with a fine-tooth comb. The show started, of course, with the Evil 3. We're going to just call them the Evil 3 against the main 6. They finally figured out the way to tap into the powers of the bell. And not only that, the bell did contain the power... Well, the excess power of Grogar the Horned. Of course, now that they've tapped into it, they decided to split the power between themselves and basically become Ultimate Chrysalis, Master Lord Tyrek. Master Lord Tyrek. Master Lord Tyrek. Let me finish this.
Sorry.
And Mega Ultra Alicorn Chicken. Thank you. This is why you need to let me finish these things.
So, wait, what? I thought one of them was Slifer, the executive producer.
No, he wasn't allowed on this episode. Not for lack of trying.
But yeah, Chrysalis looks like you know that subline that we got a good giant spike figure from? Warriors of Harmony or something like that? The one with her having wheels.
I'm not gonna, you know what, saying that out loud, I kind of wish he did have the wheels. That would have been funny as hell. That would have honestly been funny as hell. So, yeah, what ended up happening is they ended up splitting the powers of the bell. Grogar comes in with an amulet that immediately gets blown up. and they end up sucking out the powers of Grogar, which led to the biggest surprise in the show, and I admit this caught me completely off guard, which I'm very happy for, considering what did get spoiled for me in all of this. But Grogar was actually Discord, and he was trying to set them up to attack Canterlot, not out of revenge, but because he really wanted to give Twilight Sparkle a massive confidence boost. Unfortunately,
and also be there as backup in case everything went apeshit.
Unfortunately, things went apeshit before he could do anything because he didn't realize they got the bell. So they got the bell. They sucked out his power. Then they immediately gave it over to Mega Ultra Chicken, who became Chaos Ultra Chicken. That didn't last too long. Of course, what do you expect? No, seriously, I'm surprised people haven't ran with this a lot more. There's not a whole lot of images of Chaos Chicken here. I'm just gonna go with that.
Yeah.
And her being Chaos Chicken for a moment is one of the reasons why I am fine with the end.
Anyway, getting back on track here. So, obviously, they realize that's not going to work. And instead, they all decide to... Well, they use the powers that they already have, which are infinite and massive, against Grogar. Well, they're not Grogar, against all of Equestria. Of course, Discord being as quote-unquote reliant as he is going to be in regards to this... Oh, jeez, that's creepy as hell. Let's go ahead and show this for a moment while we talk about this. Of course, Discord manages to get down to Equestria, basically confesses everything. Yeah, sorry, I was trying to get all three of your worst villains to come after you so you could beat them all at once to get a massive confidence boost and feel like you're ready to rule the kingdom. Instead, now they have this amazing infinite power, and you're kind of all screwed because they can also suck out power from with a bell, not even from a bell. Twilight, of course, does what she normally does, goes into a freaking conniption. She sends everybody out to try to run for the hills, or to try to stop the insanity. Unfortunately, it doesn't work out too well. T-Rex sucks out the power of all of the original elements. Chrissy manages to stop Starlight Glimmer after a pretty awesome fight. And little Prissy Alicorn almost gets taken out by 3 different Alicorns until the bell ends up sucking out Luna and Celestia's power, and then it ends up with Twilight running away while everybody gets captured. Eventually, Discord redeems himself, freeing everybody, and they all make a run to try to find Twilight Sparkle. Along the way, they found out that they also started to sow the seeds of distrust between all the pony races, basically reenacting the pony civil war with all 3 races against one another, thinking the other 2 are against them.
But you're leaving out one of the most awesome...
5 Christmas episodes to put this down our throats.
I'm leaving a lot of stuff out because I want everybody to be able to talk about their favorite moments and everything about these episodes.
I was going to say, you're leaving out the best parts is when Starlight fucking goes ape shit in her battles against Chrysalis. The most like some of the best fighting we've seen since the T-Rex battle.
Yeah, that really was some awesome battling. But don't worry, we will get to all of that. I just want to be able to get through a brief synopsis of everything here before we go ahead and start looking into images and talking about the moments. But yeah, they eventually, after they found out that all of the 3 pony races got split, they wound up at the Crystal Empire, and Twilight is losing her marbles. Of course, they slap her a couple of times, say, get over it, you've done this before, you don't need Discord's help with this crap, we've done this without Discord. We actually did this to Discord. Obviously, we know what we're doing, even if we don't have a bunch of magical MacGuffins or rainbow power, which I do gotta give them credit that they're basically like, you have no gems, you have no jewels, you have no rainbows, you have absolutely nothing to stop us this time. So I do like that. They pointed out that they lost all the magical MacGuffins. Until they got the ultimate MacGuffin, but we'll get to that later.
The MacGuffin of friendship?
Yep. So they all end up deciding that they need to go and go on the attack because unfortunately Wendigos have started to freeze over all of Equestria. Big surprise! Apparently the Wendigos do exist, and it was the friendship of the entire nation that was keeping everybody from freezing to death. Of course, that begs the question: where the hell did they come from to begin with? But we'll leave that alone.
Yeah,
So,
actually, real quick, since we're on that moment,
Mhm.
on that part, can I please point out the fact that they were literally in the sky going around, and one of the ponies was still like, that's BS.
Yeah. Well,
Probably a hologram.
can we call it that? The climate change pony.
El Nino of Equestria.
I am El Nino. It stands for the Nino.
Oh, come on. Climate change isn't real. Oh, that's nothing. There's nothing there. So, yeah.
Icebergs were myths.
So, yeah, all of that shenanigans going on. Then the main six decide to go and try to take back the bell in order to get the chaos magic back in order to stop the insanity.
Well, Chaos Magic and Lunas. Celestia's magic, but hey, details.
Let's see. The god power magic that could literally reshape the entire cosmos and everything around it, that only one being can control. We've confirmed this. Or you're going after two alicorns that literally did absolutely nothing until they actually did something once, and then they got such a kick out of it, they ended up blasting a turtle to space.
You're forgetting about the part where they move celestial bodies every single day.
Yeah, their asses are that fat that they have to get up every single day. Okay, moving on. I think that's enough of that joke. So, getting back on track here, they try to go to the bell, things go wrong, they're about to get blasted, and they almost pull off Spike's wings, which I'm pretty sure some of the fandom out there were almost kind of hooting for a little bit. You know who you are.
No, Twilight's wing.
Blood gore, yes.
Honestly, I'll be perfectly honest. If they had actually done that, holy shit, I would have given them props.
Oh yeah, me too.
Oh, that would have been interesting as hell, but I would not see that.
Luckily for Spike, we're not in the 80s anymore.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, I can tell you right now, if this was the 80s, oh yeah, his wings would have been ripped right the fuck off.
Oh, no question about it. Of course, we did get one of the best moments in the entire series after that, when literally the entirety of not only Equestria, but Nations Beyond came out of nowhere, putting up a shield and doing the entire Avengers army in front of them. And
Tempest showed up.
yeah, this was big because we got to see Tempest, we got to see unicorns, alicorns, dragons, changelings, yaks.
Everything.
Karens, everybody and everything they have ever met literally came to beat the living shit out of those three.
Yep.
Correction, we didn't see alicorns here.
Celestia and Luna count.
They're preoccupied. They're preoccupied, and well, okay, yeah, we didn't see any alicorns. What do you want from me? I was trying to give it an epic moment. Oh, hey, that's cool. Autumn Blaze actually ran down there to fight.
Woohoo! Yay, Autumn!
Oh god, there's Chief Thunderhooves. They actually had Chief Thunderhooves.
We just watched it slow down.
Yeah.
Yay, Buffalo!
It's only because it's having a problem loading up, ironically, but this is probably the most glorious thing I could put up here, so I'm going to keep it up for a moment.
Hey, there.
This is why it's so much fun to watch it frame by frame. You see these little things that you wouldn't notice.
But yeah, no, literally the entirety of Equestria and Beyond came to fight, which, yes, it is the most glorious, wonderful, epic moment. So much that just seeing the yaks trip them up, changelings running around as them to mix them up, it was glorious. Of course, it did little to no avail until Twilight just goes, you know what? I'm the Princess of Friendship. I have literally the entire solar power of friendship right on my back. Let's just suck all of that up, and I'm going to blast you with rainbow lasers until you die.
Also, I love the fact that Grandpa Gruff is there, simply because he is the, air quotes here, leader of Griffinstone, but he's also a grump, and I like seeing him actually go, all right, let's do this.
Actually, he probably was just annoyed that it was getting so cold.
Yeah.
Let us not forget the most important thing. Season 8 and the School of Friendship paid off big in this scene.
Oh, yeah, we did also get to see the dividends of the entire School of Friendship with not only the student 6, but some of the students we got to see in the background talking to the other races as well as all 3 of the pony races. Basically getting them all together like, you idiots, this is kind of what we've been building up here for the last 9 years, if not several centuries. You think maybe we could try to bury the hatchet a little bit?
Dig it a little bit deeper in the ground.
Yeah, we may need to dig a little deeper, not just kind of like shove some dirt over it here, you know?
I figured
You guys have my
was a female with the face, but it was a male voice.
Which is fine.
You know what? So, okay, Sunset Shimmer wasn't here. She's kind of in the human world in her own way there. I mean, what would we expect them to actually show up?
No.
How would she know? That's the only thing, if you're complaining about Sunset, how would she know?
That's kind of my point there.
He has the bacon sense.
Anyway, yeah, okay, so no Sunset Shimmer. I'm not exactly going to cry river on that one because we at least get one more special with her in a couple weeks. Glass 4, we'll go ahead and let people bring things up in a moment unless you just want to throw it in chat, but we may not talk about it just yet. But, so they get into the big fight, and they blast him with the rainbow lasers, taking away all of the power, and also cracking the bell so they can no longer suck up power. Of course.
Which, by the way, I love the fact that there were 3 different rainbow lasers at Twilight Focus. The older, the current, and the future. Brilliant!
Of course, the funny thing is after they sucked up the power and they were getting, and the three meanie 3 were trying to get themselves cooped up. Of course, Pinkie Pie had to get a hold of the bell. We had a brief moment where the end of the world was probably almost at nigh.
Everything's about to be turned into frosting.
We saw what happened in the in the comics with Chaos Pinkie Pie.
That was a different kind of thing. That was when Pinkie Pie was in the Chaos realm, not literally holding the magic of chaos.
Not the channeler.
Yeah.
Pinkie Pie rules.
Oh, you know what I mean, though.
Yeah, I think this was a little bit of a taste into that. So, yeah, Discord takes back his power, gives Celestia and Luna back theirs, and in a fitting end to the series, they turned all 3 of them to stone. Granted, some people were kind of calling a little bit of foul with, why did they just turn them to stone like they did with Discord at season 2? And it's like, dude, that's poetic. I love it.
Also, Discord was the one to turn them to stone, so...
Say what?
The amount of power needed to turn someone to stone is probably more than what they were doing at the time.
Well, considering the fact the only other time somebody was turned to stone was literally with the elements of harmony, which is basically a magic channeling MacGuffin. So it is definitely more power than an individual person can do.
Yeah, and people were complaining about why didn't Cozy Glow get reformed, and I point to all the times that she has shown that, yes, I know this is wrong, I don't care.
No, she's a bitch. Not everybody can be reformed, and I am so happy they didn't do that, but we'll get into that in a moment. One last thing, of course, council got blown up, so they had to hold off the coronation, and the episode ends with all of them at the donut shop, which this was wonderful. The callback to season 1 here, and the end of season 1, which we thought was going to be the end of the show in general. So this was a wonderful callback, and also a good way to end this. Granted,
I mean,
we haven't touched the epilogue yet, but we're gonna save the epilogue for a moment here.
Yeah, let me say this: even if we didn't get the epilogue, I think this would have been a good just final scene to go out on.
Yeah,
I have no question there.
Donut shop is a great place to end it.
Yep.
Just at the donut shop with them all together once again, just like, we're all friends here. We're always going to be friends. And it just was wonderful.
Also, I love the writing of feels like an end of an era, but then no, it is the beginning of something awesome.
Well,
I
let's go.
love that they put that line in.
Well, now that we got the general synopsis of the finale out of the way, all right, let's go start showing some pictures. And guys, what are your special moments, thoughts, and etc. on the finale?
Not saying. Oops, sorry.
Oh. You can go. I don't care.
All right. Not seeing any of the leaks beyond, like minus screenshots and thumbnails, I was like, for the first part of this, what about the dragons? We already see that they're not equipped to deal with fire-breathing lizards, thanks to Spike. Call in the damn dragon. But that was my only real thing of, why aren't you doing this now? Then we got the reveal in the second episode, and I'm like, I'm fine you didn't call in the damn dragons at first.
Yeah, my whole thing with it was the entire time I was expecting, okay, this is going to go like the movie. They're going to send somebody off to go recruit all of the different surrounding lands to come and help fight, etc., and bring all their friends that they made along the way, etc., to come in and do this, and then maybe have the Student 6 bring back the 3 things of parts of Equestria, and I was going like, yep, that's probably what's going to happen. And then when that didn't happen, I'm going like, oh god, they're missing an obvious, like, this is how you would solve this thing. And then I was kind of happy how they brought the Student 6 in to do it, because otherwise I couldn't think of how they could have incorporated them in more of a important manner besides this way.
No, that's definitely true.
Yeah.
I do love the little jokes and everything they did without the entire thing. It wasn't all drama. Like Fluttershy with the geese basically doing the fly my pretties.
That was so funny.
That was wonderful.
Yeah, apparently the latter end of season 9 decided, you know what, screw it. We haven't done many Wizard of Oz things. Let's do it.
No, they knew that this was their final chance and that there wasn't going to be another go. So they just threw everything to the wind on this. Why in the world?
Yeah,
That's what we're gonna do. Fire us?
No, it's like, let's get all the jokes up because we are not good. This is gonna be the last of ponies. We're not gonna be able to do this again. Well, not this particular
about 2
episode.
years.
Also, Circuit. I feel like we have to talk about the elephant in the room. Like, you talked about the news story a while ago, but now we can actually talk about why it happened.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because, yeah, I get it. Discord's plan was stupid. It was bad. Why did we have to threaten the show staff over it?
Because people be stupid.
No, it's because instead of realizing that Discord is a dumbass, they basically said, why did you do that? Why didn't you have, why isn't Grogar an actual threat? Why is it Discord being an idiot? It's like,
Well, that, and also they probably at that point, they probably skipped straight ahead and watched the ending. And I believe by the time that those episodes were leaked, there was still at least 1 or so episodes where Discord did something stupid left to go.
Yeah,
So if they skipped straight ahead and watched the ending without seeing those other concurrent episodes, I could see where they'd be like, what the hell? This has no continuity.
okay, we just started seeing a massive rip in IRC. Did the IRC split or something?
I don't know.
Apparently I got reloaded on the page. No, wait, that's a different page. My fault. Let's see.
Okay. No,
So,
there.
Yeah, a lot of
we had a
people
dip.
just
Looks like
clicked
they're
and
coming
coming
back
back in, so.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
there was one thing reference in there that I did have to throw in there. I could see a DM12. Okay, yeah, people are coming back in. I think there was just a hiccup there. But no, the one big reference, a lot of people point out in the chat here, but I do have to give it to them. The Pinky and the Brain reference.
That was beautifully done.
That was
Yes.
so wonderful.
What makes it even better is that we know the Brain is a canon character in this show.
Well, good point. Yeah, the voice actor of the Brain is
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, actually,
But
I'm
I
gonna.
just realized
I forgot
On
to
the big kill attack, there wasn't. I didn't see Angel coming to attack them as well.
he got pretty exhausted just trying to get to Fluttershy's cottage. He probably got tired halfway.
You fell asleep, call it a day.
True. But yeah, in all honesty, this final battle was one that I'm like, if they would have just left it here, I would have been like, yeah, we have the resolution. We know what's going to happen. Twilight's going to be the princess, and everything will be not fine. Like, there's no happily ever after. It's just going to go about and stuff will happen.
To throw another thing out there, that some people were wondering, why Discord? Why the three villains that they already fought before? Actually, Big Jim gave a really good point that I loved that I want to point out. He basically said he wanted the final villains to be villains that they already had, which already had deep ties to the main six. And, these three did do a lot of damage. We got Chrissy that basically threatened Twilight's family and the entire kingdom. Tyrek, which threatened everybody, including her friends. And we also got the one person that we got
we got the Psycho.
We got the Psycho.
Yeah.
We got the Psycho that pretty much did almost succeeded if it wasn't for the fact that a bunch of people were just like, that's not very friendship of you.
Actually, wait. No, better. I have better phrasing for Cozy Glow.
Go for
Sociopath.
it. Sociopath. I like that.
Yeah, that's better.
But in all honesty, I don't understand the camp of why didn't Cozy Glow get reformed simply on the fact of she's a child.
It's not even a child thing. She's just completely insane and power hungry.
Yeah.
I'm perfectly willing to accept that children just suck.
Yeah, children just suck. Children just suck, and so does she. Not everybody can be reformed. Not everybody should be reformed. I know people don't like it. It's like, oh, but you basically just sealed them in stone forever, and that they basically are no longer they're being punished for the rest of their life. Yeah, she deserved it.
Also, Big Jim said they aren't dead. They're in suspended animation. So carbonated, bitch.
What? Mm-hmm. I don't know either, but we're gonna move on.
Carbonite, Star Wars, Han Solo.
Okay.
Oh, Carbonite. I thought he said I thought he said
carbonated. I thought he said carbonated.
I thought he said Common Rider.
A second.
Yes.
Something he brought up at the meetup. That was it. Chrysalis may not be evil. She was just troubled because she was originally trying to protect her people. But given that she didn't try to reform, she may have deserved it.
Well,
but some people say she doesn't.
Well, maybe season 2 you can kind of get off on that a little bit. Just the fact that she was trying to feed her hive, but the fact that instead of finding alternate resources, especially when one presented itself, and instead was more determined to take over and force feed her hive instead of coming out with something mutual, she kind of lost credit there.
True. Yeah. I guess she could have changed with the other changelings instead of just.
She could have changed. She could have saw that there were better options, but no. She basically tried to conquer a kingdom twice.
3 times now.
Well, I said tried twice. Technically, the third time they did succeed, and then they failed.
Yep. Also, someone brought up, I believe it was Sam, to the Brony analysis. Dang it, I just lost the name. Mary Sue, the Mary Sue character in the MLP analysis community to Cozy Glow.
And
it's more of design and why some people hate alicorns. It's in Picks and Gifts, I believe.
No, I did see that. I just wasn't sure what the point of that one was. It kind of threw me off. Ponyman 64 has it right. Gravity Falls did have a kid that literally went to an adult jail.
I think that possibly if you want to go and create like a fanfic or headcanon around this, like eventually Twilight goes, does the same thing, or does basically the same path that Celestia did, has her new Students of Friendship go and reform one or maybe all of those other villains that she couldn't defeat, just like Celestia and Luna couldn't defeat or reform Discord, so they just froze them and then let Twilight and her friends deal with it.
Yeah.
Well, that's not a bad idea for a fanfic. It may be a while until someone writes it, but that's actually a very good idea.
Yep, that's a big thing that that a lot of people have been saying. If you don't like how the show ended, or you don't like one of the things that happened, go ahead and write a fanfic and give your own side of how it should have gone.
And that's the reason why that was the answer to 90% of what the questions that Big Jim asked was. I left it open for fan fictions, and also your community could probably come up with better ideas and names than we could.
Yeah,
he
that
left
is
a lot
why
of
my canon stops at season 2
Can I
and
just bring
follow
up that,
begins.
This is basically the ones who flourish the most right now are those who write the fanfics, because finally all of their headcanons that have existed to this point are secure and safe. Nothing can stop them now.
Unless the
Except for
comics.
now,
Unless
we
the
can only
comics
go
say
up from
otherwise.
here.
Well, yeah, there's still the comics. But,
Oh yeah, I do gotta admit it did bring up King Vorak, which was hilariously awesome, because he was only mentioned in the comics at one point till then.
Yeah, I believe Fiendship is Magic 2, Tyrix issue.
I'm walking away.
I know, I just reiterated, but I...
You
told
quoted
the
me
exact issue.
word for word.
I didn't hear that, so sorry.
Twitter quoted. Okay, I gotta admit though, this was sad for the guards here. Talk about inept. But you know, I'll give them credit. At least they tried.
I call that momentum and the fact that it's Cozy Glow.
Cozy goes for the cheap shots. Did you not see how she was fighting?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the god actually tried, and they were almost succeeding, and then Cozy went, nope.
They didn't almost succeed.
Well, that's
Not
how
even
she,
close.
That's how she got Celestia and Luna with a cheap shot.
Yep.
She goes with a lot of cheap shots, but I do admit it was nice to see the guards actually doing something. Granted, it wasn't much.
Attempting to do something.
Yeah. Do something!
We did something!
Do something
I've been turned
better!
into a cow. Can I go home?
Excuse.
I mean,
Anyone else?
Oh, we're good.
Cozy did use a fairly decent tactic of not just pulling out the bell immediately and using it on the guards' ponies to suck out their magic before Celestia and Luna attacked her.
Say what you will, but that filly is a tactical one.
Oh, yeah.
Well, there's a reason why her cutie mark is literally
a chessboard.
Rook.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, oh no, yeah, it's a rook, not a chessboard. But there's a reason. Though,
It's a
granted,
rook, it's a tower, whatever you want to call it.
by the way, if anybody wants to post pictures of the fight between Starlight Glimmer and Chrissy, feel free to. I'm currently going through all the pics we have here, and I am nowhere near close to all of them. I think I'm like 67 behind, which, thank you guys. You guys are really exploding it here, and I love it. I'm actually going to have to speed things up a
There
bit.
may be some that
a few
are
animation
specifically to the
errors.
epilogue in there mixed in.
I don't think I've seen any epilogues yet.
I know that I linked one.
I linked one too, but it's to a false ending.
Oh my god, that was great.
Alright.
Carlos!
Begins.
Okay, so while I'm still going through these a little bit faster now, does anybody else want to add anything in regards to the episode itself? The fight scenes, the humor, the storyline itself? Anything anything is open.
Honestly, this was a great way, even if we didn't have the epilogue, this would have been a fantastic fun. But
A
there's
great
still...
way.
They put a lot of effort into this, and it comes out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you could see that they really were trying their all on it, which is, why there was so much appreciation from everybody outside of the trolls.
So,
Oh,
going back to the nobody but Discord can harness chaos magic. It seemed like Pinky had actually a fairly decent handle on it.
well,
It's because she has
She is
random.
an element of chaos.
Exactly.
Yes, she is.
well, she had a bit of a handle on it, but it was leaking out of the bell at that time. So I think she wasn't exactly getting the full force until she kind of grew 40 feet tall and was thinking about changing the universe to frosting.
Well, that's just Pinky.
Yes.
No.
I honestly don't think that was the bell. I think that was literally just her going, "Yes, I can finally accomplish my dreams."
Everything
giant
will be
ball from the
frosted.
Yeah. So,
Okay,
how about
okay,
that,
that was an epilogue.
real
Okay.
final episode?
Well, unless anybody else has anything else to add to about the finale, I'll hear. Let's see. Better idea. Write a fanfic on how the Lyra and Bon Bon wedding went. I would love that. Please, somebody do that.
Please, please.
It'd be great.
Nobody showed up because the coronation happened at the exact same day due to schedule.
No, we know that's not true because it's in the newspaper.
It was on the newspaper the same day, or wasn't it on the same day as the coronation?
Which
You
means,
know,
which
that-
means
That's
it already
impossible
happened.
because Lyra and Bon Bon were at the coronation.
Yeah.
It was
Okay,
a day.
that-
They did
yeah,
a day
that's
after,
the,
I believe.
That's the thing.
See, they did it in the morning, so then in the afternoon they go to the coronation.
Actually, you know,
I'm
I
done
want
with
to.
that.
I'm going to throw this out here real fast, and I kind of hope that this would have happened a little bit when the 6 pillars were went after Lord Tirek, and then I kind of was hoping that Cozy Glow was going to go after the student 6 and Chrissy after the main 6, and actually have 3 simultaneous fights going on at the same time between those 3.
No, it didn't happen the way
The
you
pillars
planned
against
it, but there was still a fight.
No, it was still a fight, but it would have been fun to see like the pillars against Tirek, the main 6 against Chrissy, the students against Cozy. You know, the person.
Yeah.
That would have actually been pretty epic.
The people that they originally fought to begin with.
The people they originally fought and really messed with them.
Yeah.
Well,
But that's what fanfics are
Chrysalis
for.
had a hate boner for Starlight. We all know this.
Well, yeah, but Starlight could have been there to help.
Well, fair enough.
Oh, here we go. Oh, well, we got a semi-fight moment there. The Chrissy Snow moment.
I want to know why she just walked away after that. It's just like, you really think Snow was going to take her down?
She's
Because
a-
that's a
cool
drastic.
people don't look at explosions.
Exactly.
It's
But it wasn't an explosion. It was an avalanche.
Well, you know,
Same concept.
I'm just probably going to give it to the fact that she probably didn't figure that Chrissy actually had a third of Grogar's power there. So,
Yeah. Also, please remember we were working with action movie logic at this point.
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Also another thing, going with that Grogar's power thing. So after they broke the bell, then all the magic went back to their respective owners. Does that mean that Grogar now has all of his power back?
I think Grogar's supposed to be dead.
Actually,
Yeah.
That's the thing, though. He's supposed to be, but is he?
Well, that's something we can look forward to in the comics to answer.
True enough.
Tune in to Generation 5.
Generation 5, Tirek returns.
Yes.
But yeah, we'll eventually either learn about it because I believe Emma Lawson's coming back to write for the comics now.
It's a joke. I don't think he was serious about that.
You never know.
Fair enough. But okay, here's a fun one. Okay, it looks like after they finally secured their right as the main 6, they turned the main 6 to stone so that they can guard the realm forever. There we go.
True ending.
It's a Gargoyles ending. Anytime that the realm is threatened, they press the button at the base of the statue, and they all come back to life to kill everything.
Also,
The Gargoyles
that Griffin
concept
and
is
that
kinda
pony
dumb.
can be shipped together.
Had to be up at a certain height, and only when the moon was full.
All right,
man.
so everything I'm starting to see here is starting to start to fall in line with the epilogue here. So I'm gonna shiv off a few more of these series finales here, and Does anybody else have any more to add about all of this shenanigans?
I still need to watch it.
Oh, yes.
Even in the final, they still are allowed to have little errors.
Yeah, where's Ocellus in that image?
Why are you talking
You're-
about?
Not
Oh,
wrong.
that
You
image
just put
right
up.
there.
Huh. Oh,
Where's
Because
Ocellus?
as they're rising up, a scene or a frame before this, or shot before this, Ocellus is right below Silverstream, right next to Smolder.
I was gonna hope that the yak ass was kind of covering her a little bit there.
Nope.
Why does
Nope.
okay? Why did this entire series always run on either divisions of 3 or divisions of 6?
Power numbers.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'll say it's it's how it divides.
Because it's always a power of 3 or 6. 3 and 6 actually are some of the strongest structural supports in the entire world. A triangle can have incredible support as well as a 6-sided dice. You ever step on a 6-sided dice? That thing will break your
When you
foot.
see a hole through your foot.
That thing will put a hole in your
I-
foot.
A
I
triangle
don't
will
know.
fuck your
The power of
foot.
1 and 2 is pretty important.
A triangle will fuck your foot.
Well, yeah, 4-sided dice will also fuck your foot. Both of them will fuck your foot. You don't want to mess with a 4 or a 6-sided dice.
Either way, it's not pleasant.
But it's a
What about
3-sided
Lego?
dice. We're talking about 3-sided dice here. So.
Oh, Lego is the worst.
You know what? I don't know why. Okay, I'll be perfectly honest. I don't know why, but you guys have made me very much enjoy the phrase "fuck your foot."
Say it fast enough, and then you think of the Game Grumps episode. Fuck your father.
How do you get a 3-sided die?
I don't know. I only thought they came in
I think
4-sided.
you're supposed to be thinking of the Caltrop, the 4-side.
Okay, I
Yeah,
was
but there's
gonna
only
say,
3 points to it. But, yeah.
I was only talking 3-sided as in structural support and bridge assembly.
I was gonna say, as far as I know, 3D shapes don't only have. I don't think there's any with only 3 sides.
No, there's
Yeah,
a lot. No. Okay, so does anybody have any other final thoughts here? Now that I found one awesome fight scene here between Starlight and Bug Queen on the season finale before we go to the epilogue.
All I have to say is, if they would have stopped here, it would have been awesome, and we all would have loved it. But there's more.
Could have used more explosions.
Well, there's always could be more explosions, but we got a bug under an avalanche, so I guess that's something.
Something.
Chrissy under ice, that's not too bad. Apparently, apparently there is such a thing as a 3-sided dice.
Yeah, it's basically 3 triangles together.
That's a D4.
Yeah, it's D4, and you need 4-sided for that.
The D3 is kind of a weird helix thing.
In any case, yeah. Let's see. Anyone think it's weird how young Big Mac's kid is, considering how long they've been married? You don't know how long they've been married at that point.
They don't tell us how long it's been.
You get a general assumption.
Ages.
They are not, but they've actually
Just says many moons. That's all.
many moons.
Many moons ago.
So I guess that's a good enough time to jump into this epilogue. So not only did we also got to get a taste of the future of the main 6, as well as a lot of their friends, and also a hell of a lot of fanfic fodder. Let's call it that, fanfic fodder, because there's enough there. There's enough there that you could probably write stories for years.
You mean fanfic killer?
Well, little column A, column B.
Both is good.
Both is good. Yes. So yes, let's go ahead and well, we're not addressing the elephant in the room. We're gonna address the giant princess in the room.
Also,
The
I
only
love
thing
the
that I
fact
had spoiled for me.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a Twitter post, but I'll take it. So yeah, we get several moons into the future. Several so much that we could tell that the main 6 have aged quite a bit. However, they're not like wrinkly old grandma age. Definitely more like late 30s, early 40s kind of a situation thing going on. That's
The best way that I have thought of it is they are the same age that Spoiled Milk was during the series. That is my best guesstimate.
Okay, I chose the really wrong one for this.
Did you choose mine?
Yeah, Shino had fun.
Yes.
I just realized something else. So the entire this is going slightly off, but the entire Fallout Equestria universe is now broken due to the fact that if the three tribes were really that separated, wouldn't the Wendigos have came back in Fallout Equestria as well?
This is why Fallout Equestria kind of started at season 2.
Well, let's also assume the fact that Fallout Equestria, a lot of magical stuff probably got destroyed to hell.
Yeah, if you notice, all the reinforced magical stuff is still around. All the stuff that wasn't reinforced is gone. So.
Yeah. So in any case, the epilogue came. So Twilight Sparkle talks to a new student of hers who is also a prodigy. Who would have thunk it? Of course, this prodigy has a problem with making friends because she sees it as a burden and something that isn't necessary. Of course, Twilight is just like, bitch, I just went through 9 seasons of this. We're not doing this again. And I'm
Okay,
echoing.
somebody's got their stream on.
Winchester, you're echoing.
Winchester?
Actually, no, it'd be Discord. It'd be Discord.
Is it Discord?
Because it's immediate feedback.
Oh. Okay, we're good.
Yeah,
It stopped. It stopped.
Okay, it's fine.
It might have been Cole.
Let's move back on track here. So yeah, Twilight says no, we're not doing this again. So she talks about how her and her friends saved Equestria more than enough times, and when she was finally moving to Equestria, Camelot, because she was already in Equestria. Sorry, bad choice of words. You know, basically,
man, Circuit, did you hear I'm going to move to America soon?
Yay! Well, you're in Georgia, so you're definitely not in America.
No, he's more American than most people are.
Yeah, I know.
Hey! I'm more American than Alabama.
Okay, you got me there.
And I know just a pocket dimension that doesn't exist.
All right, so getting back on track here. Twilight Sparkle talks about how when they were finally moving out of the Ponyville Castle to Canada, how she was upset that she may not see her friends ever again. Perfectly normal. Of course, all of her friends were working really hard to get the coronation ready because they were losing their minds as well and didn't want to show it off too much to try to spare Twilight. Of course, Twilight confronts them all. They end up in a big sob fest. They run for the train. All of their plans go awry. Twilight ends up with applesauce being served in champagne glasses, spiders in her mane, her crown flying through the air, and her literally jumping off the balcony in order to grab it, lopsided. And I do got to give it to Luna about the coronation. Close enough. Though I do like how Celestia and Luna merged their crowns together to give Twilight the brand new crown, and how they mentioned that they were just going to go and retire to Silver Shoals. I imagine that probably lasted about 3 weeks, and then they moved into the Ponyville Castle, and that's actually where they're at right now.
Hey,
or they renovated the castle of the two sisters.
Oh, they could have done that too.
What they really did was, as soon as they merged the two crowns, they said, "See you later, sucker. Have fun, never sleeping," and they left.
But yes, of course we did get the story, and then after the story ended, we also got to see the main six coming and saying hi to Twilight Sparkle to their annual friendship meeting. Was it
Council of Friendship? Remember.
Give me a break here. I only watched the finale once, and I have a really hard time watching it again.
Well, I've only watched it once, and I remember terminology, so...
I don't remember anything. Give me a break. Anyway, So yeah,
I remember everything looking wavy through tears.
yeah.
And there's occasional sniffling too. I don't know why.
But no, this was pretty epic because we got to see a grown-up Spike, which basically I gotta admit he looked buff. He looked pretty buff, all things considered.
He's like a super Chad. It's great.
Twilight Sparkle's also
Oh,
got the
what?
main thing going on, which is hilarious.
Well, also, here's something else. Spike just came back from a thing between, I think, the Diamond Dogs and the Jackals, which, again, I think Jackals were only mentioned in the comics.
No, the Diamond Dogs and the Obsidians.
Obsidian.
The cats.
Oh,
Kitty
they were
people.
also... Oh, you mean like Kappa? Ah, I see a point.
Cats
Yeah,
and
like
dogs
Dapper
working
and-
together.
Mass hysteria!
They did it in the, as they did in the comics and put into the game. They are cats.
Okay, that's the only thing I thought it was Jackals, but then I went, wait, no.
Of course, as I mentioned, we got the council coming together. We got to see that some of them are still with friends. Fluttershy with Discord. Applejack and Rainbow Dash together as friends or more. Up to interpretation on that one. Or at least it seems that way because they just arrived at the same time and we're arguing once again in playful banter. Pinkie Pie married the cheese sandwich, so one of the waifus is now officially off the table, though I don't think any of us could really handle Pinkie Pie, let's face it. And we also got to see,
we haven't gotten a name for the kid yet.
and that's up to the imagination of the fandom. Moving on track. We also got to see the other the student 6, a little more grown up, taking things like Yona is apparently now a boutique owner with Sandbar.
With Sandbar.
Yeah, that's got it. Apparently, so they did have a relationship there. Sandbar apparently does have a thing for hairy chicks.
Gallus
Who would've
is, I believe,
guessed?
captain of the guard.
Gallus was captain of the guard. The other students apparently are teachers at the school, and along with, of course, the local principals, Starlight Glimmer and Trixie, as well as a very well-bearded orange-sickle pony. We'll call him Sunburst.
She wasn't principal.
She's counselor, remember?
I meant Starlight Glimmer. I meant Starlight Glimmer, the principal, Trixie also there.
Trixie having a stable job at last.
Oh god, it's cheese pie.
That's what I was thinking the entire time.
No, look at that cutie mark. It's a cheese pie.
Yeah.
All right, I'm down for it. Cheese pie it is.
Okay, everybody, we named it cheese pie now. We can go home.
No, she's called. They call her Little Cheese.
And by the way, I believe that's a son, not a daughter, so deal with it.
We don't know for sure.
Hard to tell.
Big Jim said son.
Hard to tell.
Let's just...
I ain't budging.
I ain't budging. Anyway, moving on. We got to see where everybody else was in life, which it was pretty nice to see all together. Even Trixie still has her kind of cape thing going on, though it's a lot more student counselor-y than before.
Does any pony cut their hair? That's all I'm getting from this. I mean, they're like putting in buns, just fluffing out.
Yeah.
Don't you ever go get it trimmed?
Now I want to look at
Lyra
that
cut her
house.
hair, and I
That's
think
her father's.
All right, so
Yeah.
everybody's jumping in. Let's let everybody jump in. Thoughts on the epilogue?
it was a nice treat and more things for people to cry about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
no argument here.
Yeah, I will say, pretty much like we said, like I said, the ending to the actual 2-part would have been a good send off. But I like the fact that with the epilogue, they chose to go the route of doing the book book ending.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the
Where it
book
all
closing.
began.
The
I-
book
I
closing
think
at the end was good.
I guess I could say a literal book ending.
But
Well, we started with an open book at season 1, episode 1, and the final. we
That's
closed
what
the book.
I said where it all began. It all began from a book.
this was just a story from that book.
It's a story of a lonely lady who made
Who made enemies as well as friends.
This is story all about me.
This is a story all about how I live.
Flipped upside down. Hang on,
Yeah.
let me actually pull up the My Little Pony version of that.
Sit right there as I became the princess of Equestria.
Yeah, in all honesty, we loved the ending here because we had closure. Now we just have, this is what we could be going next. Not show-wise, but fandom-wise.
No, there's just
Because
it leaves a
we
lot.
have a whole new world to explore.
Well, not only that, you know, we could still continue on with stories even mid-season if we want. We can do things after the season, but before the epilogue, and we can also do things based on after the epilogue. Or even you could go completely nuts and do things like 500 years before even Twilight Sparkle and her friends. I dare you! Somebody do it!
Oh, someone's probably already done it.
I know, but I'm still gonna dare them.
I'm gonna
Do
say
it.
I
I know
like
you
the
are.
fact that they left things open for the comic series to expand, because they did mention that there was other stuff that happened in between, like, you know, the finale and the epilogue. You know, they left a nice window there, and they said that shit happened. So it leaves a window for shit to happen in the comics.
Yeah,
Yay.
it's not like they had 100 years of peace. No, they still had crap going on after that.
I was
In
going
fact,
to say, you saw Flurry Heart had a more grown stained glass thing on the wall, along with the Student 6 having something.
Yeah, they fought.
Also,
There was some sort of
CMC
beast.
had something.
Actually, here's an image right. Here's the image right here. There's some sort of beast that they deal with.
And,
Like a
and
large
people,
turtle thingy.
and people were saying it took place in space.
No.
I don't know. Somebody kept trying to say that one of the things said that the adventure happened in space.
It's against the night sky.
That's
I
what
was about to say, wow, they're going all Project Horizon on this.
Space.
To space!
And honestly, no, trust me, CMC, I'm with you. Is as I heard that, I was like, okay.
Honestly, though, the only thing is, Rarity looks like she's like 20 years older than everybody else for some reason. Just for that
Because
history.
she's running
does that?
so many stores.
Somebody named her Rarity the Cougar now.
Ah.
Well, you gotta remember, she had the most stressful job out of all of them, outside of probably.
Oh, you know what?
Twilight.
No, I'm going to go ahead and not open up a can of worms here. Now, we also had the moment where the main six were singing, and you saw the background, all of the people and everything that they were involved with kind of showing up in little still images. Snips and Snails weren't in any of them. Actually,
They're dead.
and they did not show up in Ponyville either in their adult form, so we have no clue what the hell happened to them.
Sorry. I thought I saw one of them.
But Snails, we know he probably did something with Buckball. Snips probably was a manager of some kind.
No, if you didn't see them in the finale, they're dead.
Nope. According to Big Jim, not everyone that wasn't there is dead.
Oh, come on.
Except for Granny
Those
Smith.
panning
Except
shots?
for Granny Smith.
Granny Smith, use your imaginations.
Hey, they do have some continuity EQG because in one of the things, Flash Sentry popped up.
Actually, Sunset Shimmer's right there. In fact, in the one that's on screen right now, Sunset Shimmer's right in the background behind Twilight.
Wow, really?
Yeah,
Okay, going back.
Yeah.
We're going back.
Going back.
We
I
got
was
to
gonna say,
take a look at that.
Oh, she's right there, yeah.
Oh, there, Sunset
Yeah,
Shimmer is
they
right
are
there.
Oh, there's
themed
Sunset.
to certain ponies.
Bacon hair is there.
Oh my God! So Snips and Snails even got ousted by a equestrian girl.
Also, I want to say this. As far as for Rarity's look being so much different, I want to say that it is Rarity, and I feel like it's a fashion choice.
I think it is
Yeah.
too.
Well,
Plus the
also,
stress
there's
might have
some
done
gray in
things.
their hair.
Oh my
Oh.
hip!
That's what I meant. I know. I meant the hair. Like she decided to color. Yeah, it might be a thing where she's decided to color it for like a look.
Oh my
I was
god.
gonna say it's the gray streak and the heavy cut that makes her look older than everybody else, I believe.
Give her a sense of maturity that just to make it look like she's older.
Also,
she's
she's-
totally pulling.
she got that from
Mayor
Yak
Mayor
Yakistan,
scandal.
so-
Oh my gosh, Mayor scandal.
Oh no, never mind. Snips and Snails are on the image of Kaleidoscope,
Yep.
Calliope, whatever.
They're on Rainbow Dash, yeah.
Okay, they're on Rainbow Dash. However, apparently, Thunderstruck wasn't there.
Oh yeah, there's
Pretty much
snips.
moved
Yeah,
during
there's snips and
battle.
snips. Okay.
Thunderstruck?
I can't
No, a Thunder Lane.
no, I can't remember her name. The
A Lightning Dust.
Lightning Dust wasn't there anywhere.
Yes.
Thunderstruck.
We don't.
Okay.
So Lightning Dust completely got the shaft in all of these, and Snips and Snails, we don't get to see
Lightning
their
Dust is
older
the-
forms.
Is the enemy rival kind of thing that will not be reformed, will not be addressed.
Well,
You are not my
No,
friend.
here's the
therefore
funny
get
thing.
out.
I mean, even the Flam Flam brothers were around a little bit.
Yeah, basically, let me put it this way: we didn't need any sort of finality with Lightning Dust because here's the thing: Lightning Dust wasn't a villain; she was just an asshole.
Yes.
Agreed.
She's a
Same
great
for-
asshole, though.
So I
And
just
that
realized
was
something
same
with
for the brothers.
Here's another
Yes,
thing.
Winchester.
Big Mac is going to have to get a lot more breeding going if he's going to keep the Apple family going.
Yeah, he's got some work to do.
So, so in the big battle scene, I don't remember seeing Gilda in there.
No, Gilda was there.
Yeah, she
Well,
shows up for a
what?
moment. I actually saw her for a moment.
She's right next to.
She
Okay.
she shows up after after the scene with Chief Thunderhooves. You can see some griffins and ponies flying, and Gilda is among them.
Okay.
Out of curiosity, was there anyone else who, like, after watching this episode, realized that they totally, like, favorited or liked some random bits of artwork that were totally referencing the episode and you had no idea? There
Oh,
were so
yeah.
many things that I was just like, I thought that was just somebody's AU.
You know, I blocked so much
Okay.
stuff I don't know anymore. I basically I went completely cold on a lot of stuff for a month and a half after leaks started to happen because I was that desperate not to get spoiled. It worked
And also,
for the most
also
part.
there were several leaks that, or like any leaks that I did see, I just kind of thought, oh hey, that's a clever Photoshop. Good job, dude. Because let's be honest here, this fandom's good for it, and that was
No,
just my
yeah.
assumption.
No, yeah,
And I found out it was right, and I was like, oh shit,
Oh,
nice.
actually, yeah, there was one I accidentally ran across an image of Cozy Glow as an alicorn, but it was a grown up alicorn, so I thought that's what she did. So I was pleasantly surprised that wasn't the case, though I did still have the alicorn thing spoiled, but I apparently not quite as much as I thought. So I'm happy.
The only
Looks
thing
like
So-
that-
Oops is cheating
literally-
on Derpy.
So we did have a lot of talk about the epilogue itself here. You know, the whole thing as a whole, yeah, granted, it did destroy a lot of headcanons. Oh my god, so many headcanons are gone. But
Yeah, I was about to say,
But-
Circuit, you were apparently showing something on screen. It would just remain the spoiler tag.
I removed it, don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah. Basically, second, we finally have an end to a lot of shipping wars.
Some shipping wars. Not
I
all.
now
know,
they've
I didn't
truly
say
begun.
No, but in all honesty, though, there's so much open there that there's so much a community can run with if they really wanted to. I'm excited for it. At the same time, that it is kind of sad to see it end. But it was nice to see that essentially we even got a bit of a handing of the guard to the next generation of well, I guess protectors, you could say, with Twilight Sparkle's apprentice getting moved to Ponyville. Though, ironically, that they dumped term Ponyville and not another nameless town. But, go figure.
Ponyville has a school of friendship and a lot of help there.
Yeah, but, I mean, you're dumping her in the same town that Twilight went to. It's almost like, okay, Ponyville is where we're going to raise our would-be heroes. It's the Podunk place.
Oh,
It's where all the cool
also they
people are
didn't
at.
really have that much time to make a new unnamed place.
But, I know they didn't. I'm just having fun with the thought. But,
Speaking of Twilight, did anybody else's jaw drop when we saw her as a giant Celestia alicorn? Not really,
No.
no.
a little
No.
bit. A little bit, but
Expected.
mostly out of excitement because it was so awesome to see that.
Well, also remember, this was kind of Lauren's plan all along for Twilight to replace Celestia as ruler.
I don't remember all of that, unfortunately. But there's so
No,
much
that
going.
was
I'm
that
not
was
doubting
kinda
you.
her thought.
I'm not doubting you. I'm just saying I don't remember. But in any case, all in all, though, the finale, the epilogue, all of it was wonderful because it literally did bring a lot of closure that some shows normally don't get. Especially since we've had 9 seasons of this, being able to get this kind of a closure, a lot of humor, a lot of the writing quality still held up. I mean, there hasn't been great episodes, but I can't name a single really bad Pony episode. Granted, the cheerleading squad of Rainbow Dash definitely comes close, though.
I gotta be honest. This whole thing with how everything ended, with just how everything came together in the end, I'm just happy to say that at least we got a fucking good ending.
Oh, no, yeah.
You don't know how fucking scared I was, like, on the lead up to it. Like, you know, because, like, I've been hearing about all these series where it's like, oh, there's these really awesome series that people are hype about, and they had the worst endings ever. It's like,
Game of Thrones.
That doesn't happen to us.
Don't Game of Thrones this bitch. Don't do this.
Yeah, but now I'm happy to say, fuck you, Game of Thronesers. I know you've been trying to get me to watch your shitty show for years now, but I didn't, and you know what? I'm fucking satisfied for it because my shitty show had a good ending. Fuck you.
Over here we got the cold dust.
I wish I had a foghorn. So
I just looked at the Starlight GIF that you have up on screen right now as he was saying that, and I'm just like, this is fitting.
Yeah.
Well, so Circuit. Circuit, you're not a fan of the cheerleading episode?
I am not.
So would you say the best part of it was when it was over?
No, actually, the best part was when we got
Damn
that.
it, you didn't run with it, you asshole.
You suck.
I'm not a fan of it, but it had good moments. And I really love the fact that now we got a crowd of ponies, including Celestia, chanting ship over and over. Because of that, I have now a shipping card that I really need to get as a Web'em because it's way too big for me to drop on anywhere. Which is kind of
also,
sucks.
the fact that we got a lot of cheerleader outfits doesn't hurt either.
Well, there's always that bonus.
That was one of my favorite weeks on Derpy Brew.
That was a good week.
Oh, that was the week Moda blew up because I was like, look at the cute dragon in the cheerleading outfit. Look at it.
The cute pictures, of course.
Yes,
That's what we're talking about.
Yes,
bending over, never.
Yes.
Nothing more than the cute pictures.
Okay, so apparently, yeah, some people in the chat room
I
are
think
bringing up their annoying episodes, including like 24 pranks later. Actually, I didn't think that was all bad, but yeah.
Oh, I liked it for the simple fact that they showed why Pinky was more restrained on pranks than Rainbow Dash.
Well, when even Pinky says that you need to tone it down, then you got a problem. But
Yeah.
But we already had the history of Rainbow Dash going a little too far with pranks sometimes. I mean, she tried to prank Fluttershy until Pinky's like, no, don't do that.
You don't do that.
Yeah.
That was established season 1. But that's a discussion for another time. So back to this, the finale, the epilogue. The big thing about all of this is it actually has been really hard on a lot of people because it essentially is the end of an era. 9 years of doing this, it's going to hit somebody in the cockles.
And you also have to think about this is a lot of people's first fandoms that they've been in.
Yeah, not exactly luckily for me because I've been in a lot of fandoms, but this is the first one I've actually really gone whole hog on as opposed to others. And this is the first time I've stuck to it I'm not even going to call it stuck it to the end. I stuck it to the end of the material of the created content.
The visual
the
content.
The official content. now we have the fandom content, and that's going to ride for a very long time. But it's still a hard thing for a lot of people. But the one thing I wanted to bring out was how amazing a lot of people have been in a lot of different social areas, Twitter feeds, Facebook feeds, YouTube feeds. Granted, yeah, some people have just been downright depressed, but I've seen a lot that have just been like, it's bittersweet. It's a sad thing, but we believe in the fandom. We're still going to be going strong and still sticking around here, and that there will still be plenty more pony content from the fandom itself. So,
I know someone in this chat did that, and I appreciate being a part of
their enjoyment through that.
Yep.
Well, and part of what they said in the show itself, while they may be, well, Pony, whatever, friendship is magic, may be leaving, the friendships that we have made are still with us. Because a lot of us held together without even watching the show for a long time. I mean, there's like, physically watching the show was such a small portion of this fandom for me that the last 2 years I would just wait till the whole season aired and then binge watch it in one night and then say before a con. I mean, it's the friendship and the people we've met and just everything that the community has done to make everything interesting for themselves. It's kind of like a Bethesda game almost. You play the game, and the game itself is great to go and start off a conversation, but the real meat and potatoes is the community-made mods.
Yeah.
Unless you do Fallout 76, but we'll leave that.
Yeah.
If you
we
want to
don't-
get more specific, it is not about the destination. It's about the journeys and the stops you make.
And the people you pick up along the way.
Yes, the
And the
hitchhikers are the best.
The people you pick up and the flowers that you smell. But,
So stop and smell the roses, will you?
So just to also bring to address of the fact, I did start this show way back at the end of season 1 because we didn't even know that there was going to be anything past the season 1, and I'm not planning on stopping. God, I can't stop. No, I mean, I'm serious. I can't stop. Do you know what I got right now? I have 40 Chrome tabs of pony content I have not even touched yet. I am so deluged in crap. I do not know if I will ever catch up. But because of that, that means there's so much that we can still discuss in the fandom, and so much that will still continue to come out. So this show's going to be going a long time. However, I'm not going to be relying on just the show alone. I'm working on my own content as well. A lot of you have seen me starting to work on art. I'm trying to learn how to animate Source Filmmaker. I'm also even trying to learn to voice myself properly so I'm not screaming into a microphone and making horrible audio issues. I need to work on that a little bit more.
You just need to chill and learn how to project.
I
like
do.
What I do.
I do.
Time.
I need to chill and project. It's
That's fun.
a very hard practice, especially when you spend 8 hours on a phone and you're trying not to cry. But that's another case.
Well, and kind of going off of what Circuit's saying, being a fellow streamer on this network, there is, well, I guess I'll plug my own show here too.
Plug
There's
away.
plenty of fan fiction that we have not read yet. There's plenty of fan
there's
fiction
so
material
much.
that is left to be read, and there's still plenty of people willing to read it,
I've
as
got
long as
so
I
many
can get
things
them
to
organized to show up on a Wednesday night. I mean, there's plenty of games that have not been played with plenty of people who we have a good time with. I mean, there's almost every game I have on Steam that has some sort of mod for it has at least one pony mod in it.
And it's wonderful. It really is.
So yeah, I'm the same way here. We have, or the Brony show here has the title of being the first and longest lasting pony network in existence.
And I sure as hell am not giving that up.
No, we are not. Brony State may have been the first podcast, but we are the first network.
Actually,
Leave it
it wasn't
alone.
Brony State. You're thinking of Bronyville, and they died out really early.
They died out really early. We're riding this thing to the ground.
Yeah.
Not to mention, we are the only ones to survive having elements of harmony on our network and not die.
I told you! We broke that curse! We killed Elements of Harmony. We killed Elements of Harmony before they could kill us. Actually, are they still around?
Anyways,
Are they still around, actually?
No.
I see.
Wow, we
all
did
the
kill him.
people
They're still
now.
around, but the gathering isn't as much.
Yep.
The Gathering will be slowing down. Content will be slowing down, but it's not going to stop. It's not going to be a crazy roller coaster ride where there's going to be thousands of images every single day. But it doesn't have to be.
So,
I
mean,
have you seen
the pony
steady
fandom-
flow of art on Derpy Boru? It's not slowing down anytime soon.
No.
Oh no, it's not even
Probably
close
just
to slowing
got a
down.
whole new wave of stuff.
If
And
anything,
it's
yeah.
gonna keep going.
If anything, we'll get a
Yeah.
new wave because people will see that the fandom didn't immediately vanish into thin air. I mean, it's not like the show suddenly went, welcome to the Digimon forum. I am.
What?
I'm sorry. I
I was about to say, you can just look back, like, when they thought the season was good, well, the show was going to end, like season 5 or something.
more, yeah, it was like
The
season
fandom-
3, season 5, there was so many times.
The fandom picked up every single time until the show came back, then it actually slowed back down.
Yeah.
Because we had new content and new things to either go, okay, how can we work into our thing, or just diverge and do our own thing. That was
Yeah.
the whole cycle.
If
Well,
Silver Quill
as
heard
long-
that, you know what? If Silver Quill heard it, I'd be honored because it means he's actually listening to me.
Yeah, well,
Yay.
here's the thing. Cole, you
Actually,
reposted
I'm gonna just grab. I'm gonna make a hold on this conversation because we don't have time to go on to a Tokoi tirade. So,
Okay.
any quick final thoughts before we get into the videos of the week, or what we can cover of the videos of the week?
I'm good.
As far as final thoughts go, I cried like more than 3 times during the entirety of that evening, and I keep crying every single time I rewatch it. And also now I'm just like, there are just random episodes where I'll just earlier today I was watching an episode that never made me cry before, and then it did anyways. So yeah, so now I'm just kind of emotionally broken, but it's okay because I'm also happy. So
You just gotta do what I did. You bottle it up with a big tub of ice cream and never let it out until you're 50 years old and you have an emotionally crippling moment.
no, I'm going to keep crying. I'm okay with this.
Okay.
It's good for the soul.
I just realized as I was watching the finale how dehydrated I was that day. Because I should have been in bawling tears, but I wasn't.
CMC was in the call with me. Okay, we were like, oh my god, just
It was a good long day.
it was. We
alright.
spent the day watching
wasn't in
ponies,
shock
and then
of-
like we by the time it all ended, we were just straight up in tears and emotionally exhausted and just so satisfied. Oh man, it was so
A couple
good.
of guys in my group were crying, but I was not in shock because I ran out of emotions years ago.
What? Fucking good for you, man.
Uh,
Fuck out of here.
No, okay.
Well.
Anybody else have any other quick things here? Because we do gotta move on. It's time to move on.
Yes, Lyra Bonbon, Lyra
Going.
Bonbon, Lyra Bonbon, yes!